Hello, today I'd like to show you an easy and inexpensive way to frame your paintings. When you go to a store like Home Depot or Menards, they have a molding section. And in that molding section they have various sizes of wood. This size would be really good for a large painting like 6 foot by 10 foot. They also have different kinds of wood. This is mahogany, although it's very hard to find mahogany anymore. They also have oak. Oak's a hardwood, and it works well for these paintings. When you hit it with a hammer, it won't dimple as much as pine lattice will. I have here in the studio pine lattice for you to use in 3 different sizes. This is a soft wood, so the disadvantage, if you hit it with a hammer, sometimes it will dimple, but I have it on hand, so it's free for you to use. They also have different kinds of wood. This, I believe, goes around screens in a house, and you could use this to create a channel around your painting to hold the molding out away from your painting. And this could be painted with a neutral color like black or gray. They also have this type of molding. It's in an L shape. And your painting can go like this, and you can leave a channel between the molding and your painting. You can screw from the back into the painting and leave that channel. You might want to see a little onto the edge of your painting, and this will allow that. Here's a painting that I've used the oak molding on. When you cut your wood for this, you want the top and the bottom to be flush with the sides, and then you want to overlap that on the sides because you'll see the sides more than you'll see the top and the bottom. You can see on this painting that I've brought the molding out about 1/4 of an inch, and you can measure that with another piece of molding to get that measurement. If something rubs up against this painting, it'll rub up against the molding and won't rub on the painting. The disadvantage is it makes a little shadow along the top here. You can see that I've used brads, little nails, to nail it onto the side. You could also use screws for that. And you'll be measuring your wood, and then you can get a 90-degree angle with this L, and then draw that line in, and we can cut that on the miter box. You can cut a 45-degree miter joint for the corners, but you have to be extremely precise for that. So I think it's a little easier to use a butt joint, and those can be cut on the miter box down in the sculpture room. Next, I'm going to show you how to put a wire on the back of your painting, like this. I'm going to measure down a couple of inches and make a mark. And then I'm also going to make a mark. My stretcher bar is 1.5 inches, so I'm going to come in 3/4 of an inch. Then I'll get a hole started with a nail. This helps to get the eye hooks in. And I'm going to put my eye hook in. And you can use a larger nail to twist that around. And then end up horizontally. Next, I'm going to take some picture wire, put that through the eye hook, and then I'll put like maybe a couple inches of extra wire and twist it around itself. You have to be careful with this wire because the tips are very sharp. Then I'm going to put the wire across. I'm going to use wire cutters, and there are teeth in the middle here. I'm going to leave a couple inches again, put it through the eye hook. I'm going to leave just a little slack. This will make it easier to put onto the wall. Twist the wire around itself. As I mentioned, this is really sharp, and so with a canvas, I'll put some duct tape around the end so it's not so sharp and won't poke a hole through my canvas. Like that. Then the last thing that I do is I'll put information on the back of my canvas. My name, the title, the media, the dimensions, the date that I painted it, and finally I'll put what type of varnish I used on my painting, because maybe in a couple hundred years, if the painting needs to be cleaned, then the conservator will know what kind of varnish it is and what types of solvents to use to take the varnish off to clean the painting. Lastly, I do have these picture hangers that you can use for smaller paintings. They have these teeth, and you just nail them on to the top of your painting. And I also have these canvas hangers that they slide up into the back of your canvas, and then you nail them in, and these have teeth also. Some students just like to leave the wood as it is. Other students like to stain it and varnish it. I also have some different colors of paint that you can paint your wood frame with if you want to. And I believe that's it for the framing demonstration.